documentary film.
Hi, this is Osiris with Ankh Entertainment, Stones in the Color of Rare, on behalf of the Culver City News, and we have the wonderful pleasure of interviewing Miss Eugenia Dallas, a very wonderful Ukrainian woman that has an amazing story that we wanted to share with our audience today. And it's a lovely 4th of July weekend in Los Angeles. We are in Eugenia's home. And Eugenia, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience? Just talk loud and clear. Tell us who you are, what you've been doing. Her story you'll be amazed at. It is a host of poems, stories, a book, all sorts of things to tell her story about how she is a survivor of the Ukrainian genocide. So go ahead, Eugenia.
Good afternoon, I'm Eugenia Dallas. I come from Ukraine. Was born in Ukraine to a big family, but the family was sent to Siberia, and I, as a little girl, 5 years old, remained without orphan and stayed with the sister, and she died from genocide, from malnutrition, from not enough food, and which Stalin created to break Ukrainian people spiritually, so they accept the communism and collectivization. That was his main point. And only people were dying, swelling, begin to swell, children and everything, and naturally die. And I survived because I ate the grass, learned from other children, ate grass, beg, but nobody would give me anything because they didn't have themselves. Just one time, one lady coming out of the store, I don't know how I wound up standing there in front of the store, people coming with a loaf of bread. And this lady did see me, and she had a little piece of bread over one loaf and a little bit, that I guess make 1 kilogram. And she come to me, bent down and give me this little piece of bread. I never forget her face, I still remember her face. It's a catastrophe. What was it? When people were coming from the shop, I was magnetized to look at that bread. Nothing else I did see.
Speak up just a little bit loud. Just speak up a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay.
As I say, I was magnetized by that loaf of bread when people were coming from the store. And
what store? This is in Ukrainian?
Bread, only bread.
No, this is, where is this store? Where is the store that you're speaking of?
All over Ukraine. People that did have rations,
right,
they were getting that. We, as coming from the country, and we were not residents, we wouldn't get nothing.
Right, because you weren't citizens of that particular country.
No,
right?
I was citizen. I was never had a passport in my life, Soviet passport. But we were Soviet citizens, but we didn't. We ran away from the village to save our lives because South Mykolaiv, it's a called city, that south of Ukraine started the genocide very strong. People were dying already for some time. But in Kiev, when we came there, ran away from our village, came to Kiev, where my brother was studying in university. He helped us to find a room, and we were so happy because the food was there and everything, and we were very, very, very happy.
Now tell us a little bit about how, I want to back you up a little bit because the audience, they don't know you, this particular audience. So what I want to do is just find out now, according to your story of what I read and researched on your background, you lost your parents were taken away to Siberia when you were only 5 years old. And I want to know, prior to that taking them away, what was your life like? What were you doing? Where did you live? What kind of lifestyle did your parents have?
Sorry, I'm slightly nervous, so I'm
It's okay, no, it's fine. So what, let's start off like that.
Whom Stalin did punish, he punished country people, farmers. Because he was afraid that they will revolt And so he was really punishing them very, very hard. Arrested, all intellectuals were arrested, shot in prisons. And so we ran. My life was in village. It is south of Kiev, closer to Odessa. It is Kam'yanobalka. It's a beautiful little town, farming town with a river and lots of fish there. Ukraine has a black soil, and you drop seeds and it grows by itself, and rain almost every day. That's all the
Wow, so there's that kind of weather there, huh?
Marvelous, marvelous. It's
How would the landscape, I mean, describe your area that you grew up in, so for us, so we can envision what it must have been like prior to your family leaving.
The country is very beautiful, very beautiful country, greenery and everything. I come from very big family, but in the long run, I remain all my life by myself. I'm married 2 times, but that is not like your own relatives, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, whatever it is. I didn't have that. And all my life, by myself, I had to make decisions, big or small. I did big mistakes in my life, but I had to do it myself. Ukrainian people, very self-sufficient farmers, very self-sufficient people that live practically for their farming. Only what they bought kerosene for the lamp, that's all. Otherwise they had everything. And but the communists, first they called themselves Bolsheviks. It's supposed to be Marxism, but Marxism is a different things. They had idea of Marxism, but when the communists came, Bolsheviks, they changed to criminality.
Okay.
Criminal. The magnitude of the crimes what they committed, it's incredible. It is unbelievable. And only in 15 months, over 10 million people died from starvation all over Ukraine. And 17 per minute, 1,000 in 1 hour, 25,000 a day they died. Little children with big stomach. I don't know how I looked. Skinny and a big stomach.
And
swell up.
was this going on at the time that you were a child prior to?
I was 5, 6 years
Okay.
old, yes.
And that's what was the climate of the government?
When my parents were arrested, sent to Siberia, I never saw them again in my life. I painted many sketches about these episodes, and I did exhibitions in Ukraine in 3 different museums.
Okay, so let's go back just a little bit. Again, the audience is hearing your story for the first time, even though I know you've told it 1,000 times.
Yes.
But what I want to know now is that at the point when you became 5 and your parents were taken away to Siberia, what did you do? Who were your caretakers? What were the personalities of some of the people that you met?
My sister was married.
Okay.
When my mother, first my father and then my mother was arrested. And we went in the field. Really, my mother stayed with us. We didn't have nothing to eat, so my mother, being country woman, went to get the food, go in the field and see what is left after harvest. So we found some vegetable that left after harvest. Till the next year, nobody doesn't belong to mine. It's going to rot. So we picked up, and actually, to cook some soup or something. And I was so happy, jumping there, collecting myself near my mother. As long as I was near my mother, I was a happy child as could be.
Right.
And we took home, and my mother didn't make in time even to go inside the house. That we already were out of our village. We already changed the city.
Right.
People knew where we come from. And these particular people, they call what the Soviet Union done it very successful. They created spies on each other, divide and rule. That's the main things. And it says, Lenin was saying, or them or us. So we have to kill them.
Right, right. I see.
And its lozung was written in the big letters that everybody sees that and read that. And so my mother was at that time arrested, and I remained with my sisters. My sister took me to her home. We stayed there maybe a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. And after one day, somebody, friend of her husband, tell us, get out now, because you will be arrested tonight. So we fled as we walked, took its possession, and we fled. I don't remember how we traveled, by what we traveled, because I probably was asleep, so I don't know. But we found ourselves in Kiev, where my brother helped us to find the big room where the monks lived before.
And how far away was this, the place that your sister and your brother lived, from where you actually grew up?
Overnight, about 7 hours, 6 hours.
Oh wow, so it was like completely on the other side of the Ukraine.
No. The Kiev is in the middle, and I come from the south.
Oh, okay.
So we settled, and as I said before, that we didn't, there was no famine yet, man-made famine that Stalin and his allies created. And we were very happy to find ourselves, we can have food. But
And that you had some of your family, you had your brother and your sister.
I had my brother, my sister, and then she got ill, aiding to malnutrition. She got very ill. She had malaria. I caught from her malaria. But the children get rid much faster than adults. And